Tell us about your experience with product development.
In my previous roles, I have been involved in the end-to-end process of product development, starting from ideation and market research to prototyping, testing, and production. I worked closely with cross-functional teams including design, engineering, and marketing to ensure the product met customer needs and business goals. For example, I was part of a team that developed a new consumer electronic device, where I helped design the product architecture, selected materials, and led the testing phases to ensure functionality, durability, and compliance with safety standards.
How do you handle tight deadlines during the product development lifecycle?
Handling tight deadlines requires careful planning, prioritization, and communication. I break down the project into smaller, manageable tasks and identify the critical path. I also keep the team aligned on priorities and ensure that we're making progress towards milestones. When necessary, I suggest ways to streamline processes, reduce scope where feasible, or shift resources to high-priority tasks to meet deadlines. Communication with stakeholders is crucial to manage expectations and ensure we're all on the same page.
Can you describe your experience with prototyping and testing?
Prototyping is a critical step in product development to validate concepts and test functionality. I've used both low-fidelity prototypes, EEG, sketches, 3D models, and high-fidelity prototypes, EEG, working physical models, MVPs. In my last project, I worked on a wearable device where we developed prototypes using rapid prototyping techniques like 3D printing. Testing was done at multiple stages, including usability testing, performance testing, and durability testing. We also conducted beta testing with real users to gather feedback and iterated on the design based on test results to ensure product success.
How do you prioritize features during product development?
Prioritizing features requires balancing customer needs, business goals, technical feasibility, and available resources. I use frameworks like MOSCIO, must have, should have, could have, won't have, or the Kano model to classify features based on customer impact and technical complexity. I also engage stakeholders to understand the strategic value of each feature. Additionally, I work with engineering teams to understand technical limitations and constraints, ensuring we prioritize features that deliver the highest value with the least complexity.
How do you handle conflicts within a cross-functional team?
Conflicts can arise due to different perspectives or priorities, especially in cross-functional teams. I believe in open communication and collaboration to address any issues early. I listen actively to understand everyone's point of view and work towards a solution that aligns with both the product goals and team objectives. If needed, I mediate discussions between departments and ensure that the final decision is data-driven and focused on the best outcome for the product. Fostering a positive, respectful work environment is key to preventing conflicts from escalating.
What tools and technologies do you use in product development?
In product development, I have experience using tools for project management, EEG, Jira, Trello, CAD software for designing products, EEG, SolidWorks, AutoCAD, and simulation tools, EEG, ANSOS, COMSSOL, to test product performance. I also use version control systems like Git for collaborative software development, and collaboration platforms like Slack and Microsoft Teams for communication with teams. For prototyping, I've used 3D printing and CNC machining for quick iterations and testing.
Can you walk us through how you would approach developing a new product from scratch?
First, I would start with market research to understand the customer needs, competition, and industry trends. I would work with the design and engineering teams to develop product concepts, ensuring alignment with the target market. After ideation, I would create detailed specifications, create prototypes, and start iterative testing. Throughout the development process, I'd ensure regular communication with stakeholders to refine the product and ensure it meets the project goals. Once the product is finalized, I'd work closely with manufacturing to ensure smooth production and launch.
How do you ensure the product meets quality standards?
Ensuring product quality starts with clear specifications and requirements from the beginning. I work closely with quality assurance teams and conduct rigorous testing at each stage of development, including design validation, component testing, and end-user trials. We also use metrics like defect rates, user feedback, and performance evaluations to identify areas for improvement. Additionally, I ensure compliance with industry standards and regulations. After launch, I monitor the product's real-world performance and collaborate with teams to address any quality issues that arise.
How do you stay updated on the latest trends and technologies in product development?
I actively engage in continuous learning through online courses, attending industry conferences, reading research papers, and following thought leaders in the field. I'm also part of a product development community where I can share experiences and learn about new tools and methodologies. Staying updated ensures I can bring fresh insights and innovative solutions to the projects I work on.
Describe a time when you had to deal with a major failure during product development. How did you handle it?
In one instance, we encountered significant issues during the testing phase of a product prototype. The product didn't perform as expected in real-world conditions. Rather than panicking, I led the team in conducting a thorough root cause analysis, identifying the flaws in both design and material choice. We pivoted quickly, prototyped new solutions, and conducted additional tests. I communicated regularly with stakeholders about the delay and worked on solutions that would meet both our quality standards and the timeline. The experience taught me the importance of proactive testing and how to turn setbacks into learning opportunities.
How do you evaluate the success of a product after launch?
Post-launch, I evaluate a product's success using a combination of metrics such as customer feedback, sales performance, market share, and return rates. I also track customer satisfaction through surveys, reviews, and user engagement. Additionally, I assess product performance against the original goals and KPIs, including profitability, time to market, and compliance with design specifications. If there are issues, I work with the team to address them in future iterations.
How do you ensure that a product is scalable and maintainable over time?
To ensure a product is scalable and maintainable, I focus on modular design and using standardized components wherever possible. I prioritize designing with future iterations in mind, ensuring the architecture allows for easy upgrades or adaptations. I also consider factors like ease of serviceability, software scalability, if applicable, and ensuring that the product can be produced cost-effectively at larger scales. Regular maintenance protocols and establishing a clear documentation process are also key to long-term success.
Describe a situation where you had to make a trade-off between product performance and cost. How did you make the decision?
I was working on a consumer electronics project where we had to balance performance with cost constraints. One of the critical components could be upgraded for better performance, but it would significantly increase the cost. To make the decision, I analyzed the impact on the customer experience, considering how the performance upgrade would be perceived by the user versus the cost increase. I collaborated with the finance and marketing teams to understand the potential impact on pricing and sales. Ultimately, we decided to prioritize cost savings without compromising the core user experience, focusing on features that had the highest impact on functionality.
How do you handle situations where a product doesn't meet the initial expectations during testing?
When a product doesn't meet expectations during testing, my first step is to conduct a detailed analysis to identify the root cause of the issue. I engage the team to review the design, materials, and processes involved. Then we brainstorm potential solutions and decide on the best course of action based on the product's goals and timeline. I ensure transparent communication with stakeholders about the situation, and together, we may adjust the product, reprioritize features, or redefine expectations. It's important to maintain a balance between delivering a quality product and managing the business's objectives.
How do you ensure the product design aligns with the company's overall vision and strategy?
To align product design with the company's vision and strategy, I start by thoroughly understanding the business goals and target market. I work closely with stakeholders from different departments, including marketing, finance, and operations, to ensure that the product meets both customer needs and the company's strategic objectives. I also ensure that the product design supports the long-term brand identity and business roadmap. Throughout the development process, I conduct regular check-ins with leadership and the team to ensure the product is progressing in line with company goals.
What role does user feedback play in your product development process?
User feedback is integral to the product development process. I use it to validate product assumptions, identify pain points, and refine the design. During the prototype phase, I gather feedback through user testing and surveys to ensure the product aligns with user expectations. After launch, I monitor feedback through reviews, support tickets, and direct user interactions. This feedback loop helps guide future iterations and ensures that we are constantly improving the product based on real-world usage.
How do you deal with rapidly changing requirements or unexpected changes during product development?
In product development, requirements can change for many reasons, such as market shifts or new technologies. I stay adaptable by maintaining an agile mindset. If requirements change, I assess how the changes impact the timeline, resources, and overall product goals. I collaborate with the team to revise the project scope, update timelines, and ensure that everyone is aligned on the new direction. Clear communication with stakeholders is key to making sure everyone understands the implications of changes, and I always make sure to revisit priorities to ensure that the product remains successful.
What methods do you use to measure the performance of a product during development?
During development, I use various performance metrics depending on the product type. For physical products, metrics include product durability, functionality, and safety compliance. For software products, I track performance indicators such as load times, crash rates, and system response time. I also measure user satisfaction through testing sessions and feedback loops. In all cases, I ensure that the product meets the quality standards and specifications agreed upon at the beginning of the project.
Tell me about a time when you had to innovate to overcome a technical challenge in product development.
In a previous project, we were tasked with creating a compact, lightweight wearable device, but we faced a challenge with battery life. The traditional battery options didn't meet our size and performance requirements. To overcome this, I worked closely with the engineering team to design a custom battery solution that used a more efficient power management system. This innovation allowed us to significantly extend the battery life while keeping the device compact. It required a mix of technical creativity and collaboration, and ultimately, the product was a success.
How do you ensure that your product development processes are efficient and cost-effective?
To ensure efficiency and cost-effectiveness, I focus on optimizing processes and reducing waste at each stage. I use techniques like Lean and Six Sigma to identify inefficiencies in design, manufacturing, and testing. I also collaborate with suppliers to negotiate cost-effective materials and identify opportunities to streamline the manufacturing process. Additionally, I prioritize automation where possible to reduce time and errors. Throughout, I ensure the product quality is maintained and the team is aligned with our cost and efficiency goals.
How do you stay organized when managing multiple product development projects at the same time?
I rely on project management tools like Jira or Asana to track progress and manage tasks. I break down each project into smaller, actionable steps, set clear deadlines, and prioritize tasks based on their impact and urgency. I also hold regular check-in meetings with cross-functional teams to stay aligned on progress and identify any roadblocks early. Effective time management and clear communication are key to juggling multiple projects, and I always make sure that expectations are set properly with stakeholders.
What do you think are the most important qualities for a successful product development engineer?
A successful product development engineer needs to be detail-oriented, creative, and collaborative. Problem-solving skills are essential for overcoming technical challenges, and being adaptable is key in a rapidly changing field. Strong communication is critical, as it allows for effective coordination with cross-functional teams and stakeholders. Additionally, understanding the business context and user needs ensures that the product is both feasible to build and valuable to the customer.
How do you approach risk management in product development?
Risk management starts with identifying potential risks early in the product development process. I work with the team to assess risks related to technology, market, regulatory compliance, and manufacturing. After identifying risks, we prioritize them based on their potential impact and likelihood, and we develop mitigation strategies. For example, If there's a risk of delays in the supply chain, I look for backup suppliers or ways to adjust the production schedule. By regularly reviewing and monitoring risks throughout the development process, we can make adjustments and avoid major disruptions.
What's your experience with regulatory requirements and compliance in product development?
I have experience navigating various regulatory requirements, especially in industries such as electronics, medical devices, and consumer goods. I ensure that the product design complies with relevant standards such as UL, CE, RoHS, and FCC regulations. I also work closely with compliance teams to conduct necessary testing and certifications. Understanding these regulations early in the development process helps prevent delays and ensures the product can be successfully launched in global markets.